This world, too, will be liberated.
First of the day, 40 plus 1 plus 2, flowers, and 46 HP, 58 attack, 23 speed, 41 defense, 34 res, super min-maxed. And this is one of the builds that I think Nemesis can do really well. DC, Null Sea Disruptor, Defense Smoke. Okay, I was gonna say maybe Attack Smoke, but this Defense Smoke's probably better, and then QR3 for offensively skewed build. Here's the thing with Nemesis, guys, and I just want to explain this really quickly. Dark Creator Sword is a very interesting weapon. Defense plus 3, and he already had 40 defense at 37 defense at base, so it takes him to 40 at base. During combat, boost units attack defense by number allies of 90 HP over 9% times 2, maximum of 6, and this is infinite range, so you can have them at anywhere in the map, and this is happening. However, the problem is HP 90% or above, so this can be shut down if someone's using Savage Blow, Duma. But I would argue if they're using Duma, it's probably an Ether Raids, and if it's in Ether Raids, you would just have a healing tower and you counteract it. So it has some restrictions and has some limitations, which means as the battle progresses, Nemesis' effectiveness is going to drop and drop and drop. But I would argue your first battle is always your most important battle, and Nemesis should be pristine there. Additionally, during a unit's first combat in player phase or enemy phase, reduces damage from attacks during combat and from AoE effects by percentage equals number of allies with HP over 90% times 15. Maximum of 45. So this is even an improved damage reduction. Nothing silly. No speed check. No defense check. Just straight up. Do you have your allies and are they over 90%? If they are, Nemesis is just such an amazing tank. Because you should effectively have, in this kind of build, 46, 47 defense immediately. And then you just have to increase his res and he reduces 45% of the damage. Nemesis is actually really, really good. The only issue he has is if he has to fight multiple heroes at once, he starts showing his some flaws. Because even with Dark Creator Sword not working, like with the damage reduction, he still has attack defense times 2 to maximum 6 proportion. So his defense is always going to be good. It's just his magical bulk hit becomes questionable. Anyways, I think he's great. I think people are overblown about things.
Nemesis should work well in rival domains and grand conquests because you have so many allies and it's easy to keep at least 3 at full HP.
Yeah, that's actually true. That's actually true. Yeah, I didn't really think about that. You should have an extra ally. But again, in like say Ether Raids, if it's a Duma or something. But again, you don't have to run him against Duma. You don't have to be on the same season. You don't have to be on Anima season. Anyways, I think it's an excellent hero, and this build is just really simple. This would be really good for like a cab line or something. Nemesis will just slowly grind him down. DC and also disrupt QR. As long as you run QR on him and DC, virtually anything in B and C just would make him a great hero. And yes, Bonfire, because that's just where his defense shines the most. And because he's so slow, you attack him, reduced by 45. He attacks you, then you attack him, reduced by 45, and he just hits you with a bonfire. Game over. And he hits super hard. That's also the thing, because attack defense by number of allies with HP over 9% times 2, realistically, should be plus 6, and it should be 64 attack. That's insane. So with that said, how in the world do you only have QR2? What? Oh boy. Okay, well, the lucky thing is because Nemesis has like essentially damage reduction built in the sword, and he wouldn't be able to use blue line rule because that's an exclusive skill. Yeah, you're free to run something like Wrath. Wrath doesn't work well at all though. That's the problem. With 45% damage reduction, you might not be launched into Wrath immediately. You might take 2 turns. So it might not do something immediately. But afterwards, I guess it starts working out better because of Times Pulse and Wrath. That does work together, right? Yeah, it does work together. With Times Pulse and Wrath, you get Ruptured Sky instantly. Unless I'm mistaken. I have not... Wait, no, yeah, you do get it immediately. I remember now. So you get Ruptured Sky immediately, which with his damage with Dark Creator Sword plus Dark Creator Sword S, and then with all your allies hopefully fully HP, he gets another 6 attack, gets to 63, and then just instant Ruptured Sky, with Wrath adding another 10 damage. So that should be a one-shot kill on most things. I was like blanking out for a moment. I was trying to remember that interaction and then remembered. Oh yeah, it works because that works on Sothis. Anyways, yeah, it's a fair build. Get that to QR3. I would say... Here's the thing, like, Nemesis can run lull attack defense, for example, and that could be really jack up his offensive potential. Null Sea Disrupt for him to kill anything like Fire Sweep Archers and whatnot. Null Follow Up if they have like Bold Fighter, or he's fighting any hero that can mess him up via like unique abilities. Yeah, there are a bunch of ways that Nemesis can use his B slot skill. Wrath is not one I thought about, but if you're gonna run a fast special, sure. It's just generally speaking, Nemesis damage output with Bonfire is incredible, because with Dark Creator Sword adding another 6 and him being at like 42 pretty easily, it's 40 base. So 40, 46, 50%, 23 damage extra. It's really hard to argue with, say, Dark Creator Sword with Bonfire. But it's fine. Ruptured Sky like that is cool as well. Fury Desperation, Infinity False Breath. Oh, I hate it, but it makes sense. Oh my god, that actually makes sense. Why does it make sense? Guys, his defense is so stupidly high, right? 47. Fury will chip you into Brash Assault. Brash Assault allows you to double because, well, 27 speed is shit, but Brash Assault allows you to double once you're under 50% HP. And with Dark Creator, you could technically be reducing damage by 45%. Be under 50%. And with Desperation, like, once you reduce damage, right? So you get knocked into 50% HP, great. Now they can counterattack. Well, Desperation, Brash Assault definitely works. So you can attack and attack before they can counterattack. And when you're hitting as hard as he's hitting at 6 extra attack very easily, 68, you're probably going to slaughter them. So that actually works. That's so dumb. Nice build. I don't think this is the best build for him, but it works, and it works really well. It's so basic, but yeah, that's a super hard-hitting hero. That's a 68 times 2 via Brash Assault Desperation. And of course, that Ignis is gonna rock someone's world. No more distractions. Alright, our first hero of the day. Rushy with Nemesis. Okay, real quick. How many people are making Nemesis? Because literally half the Nemesis builds I've seen thus far have been the same one. Like the same exact build with Wrath. And I get it, like Wrath, Ruptured Sky, I get it. Like that's a pretty hard-hitting build, I agree with. But I think I think there are other builds, and I think you can do better for that matter. So yeah, I think it's been overblown. I think people think Nemesis is like worse off than Nemesis is good. This is my point. But yeah. A lot of you guys said, not me, not me.
Hey, can you take a peek at this and see what you would do to make it better? Also, I like red nukes and I cannot lie 3 builds.
Okay, 5d4. Alright. But Rushy's Nemesis, let's just go through over it real quick. Dark Creator Sword has 3 position noon time, this encounter, law attack defense, joint home defense, and QR3. I really like this build. A lot of people have been running Wrath, but I personally, my first idea with him was to run law attack defense, because I think that's really good, because you want more defensive stats. With Dark Creator Sword reducing damage taken, sure, technically it doesn't do as much as it could possibly do. But who's going to argue with more defense? Because that'd be silly. And his res could get improved a bit more by using wall attack defense. Making sure they can't buff their attacks just stretches out his HP even more. And defensive stats. And it was DC law attack defense noontime. Some healing's really nice. That's why all the Wrath builds I find a bit questionable, because you're not healing. And healing's really, really important before Nemesis. Because if he fights multiple battles, Dark Creator Sword isn't working. It only works for your first battle, essentially. I mean, if you drag it out, it can keep working. But ideally, well, you don't always get the ideal situation. Ideally, you only fight one enemy per phase, but you don't always get that situation. You might fight multiple enemy heroes. So with that said, running a lull attack defense with noontime probably will definitely stretch out his HP and defense stats far more. And joint home defense with QR. You gotta use QR. So personally, I think DC lull with a healing special is what I would personally use on Nemesis. But I also understand making like a one-shot hero is really nice too. Anyways, this one's a pretty good one. I wouldn't really change anything. Dark Blessing though. That's interesting. I mean, if that's... Yeah, I think a lot of people also just don't have DC, which, you know, it's fair. That's fair. Okay.